Time on.
It's noisy, isn't it? It's really going to be a struggle for some of those leaders to make their calls in this atmosphere.
James O'Connor kicks off.
Okay, advantage.
Acrobatically
Take out of the lifter, yes?
taken by Saints through the smoke.
Okay. Penalty advantage, Northampton. Two get
Then
out,
the chip
two get out.
from Smith, and chased hard by the fullback Furbank, and immediately Hutchinson involved. Mitchell, here's a Yogan. Saints have a player down injured.
It's Furbank.
Oh, that is a real concern within the first 30 seconds after his first meaningful contribution. Smith and Dingwall careful to avoid the prone Furbank, who looks in a lot of pain. Meanwhile, Mitchell looking to exert some on this Tigers defence.
Thank you, Tommy. Choice.
Mitchell whipped away by Sam Graham. Saints still pressing. Tommy Freeman. Still real concern for the captain and the fullback. Leicester with ball that needs to be dealt with. And Freddie Stewart eventually got down a little bit tentatively. And they're in a horrible corner.
Use it.
Peering through the gloom of this smoke. They just buy themselves a little bit more time, patiently.
Step back.
Right in front of the away end.
Use it.
Those 400-500 Saints fans not bothering with their seats today. Jack Van Portfleet finally uses the boot to clear Leicester lines.
Take a breath. What a start for Saints. Initially taken in the air, you can see the chase is good, but
this needs to come up.
it is Liebenberg. Makes a bit of contact in the air. It was a penalty only. And this break, advantage over, but brilliant from Furbank, but he gets smashed in the tackle. He hasn't got up since. Just getting back to his feet now. Big physicality from Leicester, but it didn't seem to make any difference to Northampton's flow.
No, and no second invitation needed for the Saints. Penalty advantage, doesn't matter if you're 25 metres from your own line. It's the chip and chase. It was beautifully weighted by Smith, picked up by Furbank, and then just that silky smooth Northampton Saints attack getting underway, ball moving through the hands, such a dry, grippy ball on a sunny, dry day this afternoon. Furbank there he is, back on his feet, which would delight Phil Dowson, the coach, and his teammates on field, because he took a heck of a clatter. A couple of really big shots in there. Fraser Dingwall picked up a big one in the ribs as well from getting right to the line and before offloading. But we just saw Saints immediately out the blocks, putting pressure on Leicester Tigers, and Van Portfleet did well to clear his lines, but certainly first shot fired by the Saints.
Certainly both know that what sort of game they're in for. Tommy Freeman looks like he's just had his ear taped back to his head. You mentioned Dingwall took a shot in the ribs as well, but Jeff Parling, who we just saw there, might be slightly more nervous about the power and the physicality of Northampton's attack.
Mitchell. Saints once again go rattling locks. Callum Chick, interesting decision to start with him at 8 ahead of Henry Pollitt. We'll get Ben's view on that in a minute. Mitchell to again Chick. Saints continue to spread. Leicester continue to defend resolutely and earn the penalty.
Just look at the speed of Rafael. It's going to kick off a little bit. Nicky Smith in there. Here comes Mitchell. Now the big boys arrive. And it'll be a bit of pushing and shoving. No one will throw anything. And the referee will warn them.
There's always a lot of chat around the Prem about which is the derby that matters most. If you live in the West Country, you'll have your own view. If you live in London, you'll have your own view. If you live up here, there is only one derby, and we're watching it right now. And I think we've just seen an illustration of that, Rory, what it means.
Yeah, I think in Benny's day there would have been some haymakers thrown in there. There might have been some claret, but in this one, you know, you just see it was Rafael straight over the top of that, and then Nicky Smith in there, together with Robbie Smith.
Captain.
Just a bit of pushing and shoving.
Let's have a listen to Matthew Carley, Rory.
Number 1, number 2. Come here. When the whistle goes, you stop playing. I don't want to speak to either of you again this afternoon. That's your one, guys.
Yeah.
I know it's a big game for both clubs, but no more, else players will leave the field. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Thank you.
You've got to set a good example.
No, players from both sides will leave the field.
I love Matthew Carley's conversation with Hamish Smells and Simon Harding, the two touch judges. He asked either of them if they saw anything, and they both said no. All fine.
Well, there wasn't anything to see. There was a push each, but they're just trying to lay down the law. Part of that conversation is just trying to take a bit of sting out of it.
You know, the big difference with this derby is that at least all 30 players got involved. Normally you get a bit of push and shoving, and then you just kind of leave them to it. The backs on the wings would say leave them to it, get on with it. But as it is, there were 30 of them went and grabbed the jersey and did nothing that time.
Excellent, nice quiet start, just as we expected. 3 minutes played, no points, but so much going on.
Use it.
Leicester with a chance to build a little bit of rhythm of their own, although Van Portfleet
Taken in.
kicks away, taken by Hendy, who's on the wing today. And Leicester now putting those defensive shoulders to good work in an attacking sense and drawing the penalty.
Hey, it's not your ball, you know it's not your ball.
Well, they've been marched back, which puts them right on the 5-metre line. Brilliant tackle. I think it was Blamire. Kept his shoulders square, didn't fall for the footwork of Furbank. Made the tackle in behind the Northampton support, then immediately got up to his feet and went over the top of the ball, forcing the penalty.
Off those light blue boots, the tap and go from Jamie Blamire. Hanro Liebenberg not far away. Van Portfleet wons! Very nearly Leicester. Lucky Morrow waits, Leicester's number 8. Saints will have an eye on him. What's Carley seen? Held up. Now it's Northampton defending for their lives.
The tackle on Wand is one of the best you will ever see. He looks for all intents and purposes like he's going over. Even though the tackle's made, he looks like he's going to bounce out to the right. But the quality spins him onto his back, turns him with the ball facing upwards, and then the backup tackling's good as well.
It's Kemeny as well. Look where it came from. He was behind that ruck and he managed to shuffle out 3 metres and not only get the shot on but do it with such momentum that he held the try up. Amazing defence.
Restart taken by Freddie Stewart. Leicester will get another go. Blamire, another go.
Tackle.
Running into Van der Mescht. Again, pounding away at Northampton's 22.
Penalty
Orlando
advantage,
Bailey.
Offside. Penalty advantage.
Rory Hutchinson was caught offside, and as Van Portfleet tried to smuggle his way through.
Offside.
Penalty pressure coming. You know, turnover penalty, march back 10 metres, great hold up, but again, just this red zone pressure. Tigers will be desperate to get something to show for it, but they're definitely building on Saints here.
I think Leicester will want to just build that pressure through the forward pack, because that maybe that front five's just an area where you might say Leicester have a slight advantage power-wise. Obviously, losing Lockett pre-match, Van der Mescht is in there to give them that bulk and to stop this, but Leicester want as much of the game played in this area of the field as possible.
Lockett's late replacement, Chunyamunga, trying to work out where Leicester might attack off this line-out. They go to the front and pick out the mighty George Martin.
One stop.
8 metres short.
Stay onside on the
First
back
Leicester
foot.
start of his season. He's been away that long.
Broken away.
Blamire. Oh, he's found some space. Tumbling towards the line.
Advantage, 10 offside.
Another Saints penalty. This time it's Finn Smith. Maybe room to the left-hand side. Here it comes. Back for the penalty. Lost by Orlando Bailey in the collision.
Time off.
And a word on the way.
Four penalties in 7 minutes. Another one down here, someone leaves the field. Offside.
That's that pressure we were talking about. Bailey there just trying to nudge one through. He knew he had the penalty, so it's a shot to nothing. You can imagine Leicester want to deliver that pick-and-go game. Keep pounding away at that Northampton tight defence.
Northampton's defence has to be squeaky clean here. They know that a yellow card's being waved above their head as a warning. Meantime, the biggest threat provided by Leicester. Morrow waits, the Argentinian, number 8. Callum Chick offside, maybe a yellow on the way for Saints. Maybe a Leicester try as well. A double blow. Now Leicester run it. O'Connor! Radwan! Saints again ferocious, but the ball's free. Chesham manages to release it. And George Martin, he's waited all season for that. First punch, a Leicester punch.
Number 8.
Yeah, the power game came to the fore. Really good control and decision-making. There's a yellow card to add to Callum Chick as well. Another offside. Referee, despite the score, has come back from it. But Ollie Chesham staying sharp enough not to take the ball into contact, lifting the ball over their head to George Martin. Here's the initial carry. Radwan almost gets there with those dancing feet, ties in 3 defenders. Northampton can't wrap quickly enough. Chesham through the hands, doesn't take it too close to the line. Really nice hands. And George Martin gets his try.
First try for 2 years. May 2024. He's not played much since then. And in the midst of the mayhem, Jeff Parling and James O'Connor misses the conversion. It's always one of those fixtures where points matter. That might matter.
Yeah, banging it off the post. He was looking good in the warm-up. Yeah, that's 2 points that's got away. All good goal kickers would expect to nudge one over on the 15-metre line, but George Martin, the try scorer, that just came from pressure. Now Saints 1 man down for the next 10 minutes, so they've got 5 points to show for it. Tigers should probably have been 7, but it was good patience in the end to be able to create that try.
Leicester snatched the restart. Big early questions for Northampton. That late change in the second row, and now they've lost the number 8, Callum Chick. And Leicester and Radwan in the mood. Behind Martin to the Wallaby, James O'Connor. Orlando Bailey, how well he's played this season. What a pass that is! To release Hassel Collins. Morrow. Joaquin Morrow, one of the signings of the season. O'Connor, Martin. Oh, and now Tommy Raphael. Leicester winning back ball. Away by Van Portfleet to Wand. Ball off the floor. Radwan. Martin. Hayes quickly employing the captain Chesham. Freddie Stewart waits. Stewart delayed the pass to Morrow, who tried to find Wand as he tumbled away.
Out now, Leicester. Out.
Use it. A chance to gather some breath.
Easy.
Mitchell's lost it.
Saints player's foot backwards. Use it.
And then walloped away by Alex Mitchell. Blimey.
It was a great break from Radwan, but just look at Orlando Bailey here. The decision-making. The step goes, make sure he holds that drift. If he throws that pass early, they all just drift. But then the quality of the pass as well, nice and flat, gets half in behind. And then Leicester find their flow, take away all Northampton's line speed, which means they can start making those 5-10 metre carries.
Over 15.
To Liebenberg, Van Portfleet, Bailey, O'Connor. Ghosting beyond goal defenders. Bailey again, and O'Connor and Bailey, they've got 2 10s, haven't they? And the way that Leicester's 10 and 12, whoever's been playing this season, have meshed together has been one of the features of their season. Hayes, O'Connor, and then Stewart, and Liebenberg rumbling through, but a bit too much.
Really good attack by the Tigers again. Comes off first pace. ball, one at the back of the line out, flat ball into the midfield.
Sure,
and then coming back to the blind side here again, just O'Connor. We see Stewart stepping up in that second receiver role, load. So between him and Bailey in there, it gives support of that James O'Connor. So it gives you those three distributors in that back division, threats everywhere. And Leicester Tigers at the moment getting that speed of ball that the Saints are so well known for, and Tigers will fear. But it's lightning quick ball. Any side that gets it poses a threat.
Backwards once.
Line out one by Sam Graham. Leicester making it devilishly difficult to get out until Hanro Liebenberg rolled around offside. We are 5 minutes into Callum Chick's yellow, and there's an indication of just how many points Northampton, when they're down to 14, when they are underpowered, concede.
That penalty is huge for them. They need their leaders just to go, look, we are properly on the ropes here, but we're only 5 points down. Now's where we have to really hit those levels of intensity just to see out this period, because Leicester won't be able to maintain it for 80 minutes. So just ride this purple patch for them, and if it's still 5-0, we'll feel like we've come out on top.
Saints hooker Robbie Smith told to stand in the middle of the two lines, and Liebenberg got there, knocked on by Liebenberg, picked up by Simon Harding, the assistant closest to us. Hassel Collins.
Yeah, that's a bad miss. He took it back in and then he sliced it, gone out on the full. So this gives Northampton that foothold they've been desperate for.
Yeah, it's an unforced error that will disappoint Ollie Hassel Collins, because he wasn't under an awful lot of pressure either. Ball,
stand in the middle.
It was almost the competition in the air meant that the ball bounced back to Robbie Smith, gave it to Mitchell, who cleared down the line. Hassel Collins couldn't grab it first time, and he ended up rushing his clearance and slicing it into touch.
Kemeny up there, but so too was Liebenberg, and Leicester have won it, taken by Hayes.
Leicester have been so hard at the Northampton line out. One before they had that knock on. This could be a big area. Leicester will fancy their dominance at the scrum, but the line out is also crucially important. Deny Northampton the ball, because we all know how brilliant they are when they have the ball in their possession.
Empty clearance from Van Portfleet, gathered by Furbank. It's an interesting one off the outside of the boot. Hoping to land with Freeman, it did. It ricocheted off him, and then it ricocheted forwards off Mitchell, and Leicester will have the line out. It came off the foot. You'll have heard Matthew Carley tell us.
Tell you what, it was a great pick-up by Joe Hayes to be able to nick that one. Deflected from the line out, picked it up off his toes, and then from there it gave the platform for Van Portfleet to just belt it downfield, and it became a bit scrappy at the back. Furbank with a poor high ball off the back of it. Freeman couldn't gather, and a knock-on from Mitchell.
Morrow, South American, running hard over halfway. It's work of Mania Yogan over the top, making life difficult for Van Portfleet, legally so. O'Connor looking to add some momentum. Wand, Hassel Collins off the floor neatly to Wand. Hayes wants it, goes beyond him to Smith, who's tackled by Van der Mescht. Now Tommy Raffel looks in a bit of bother. He took a bang to the head, doesn't look well. He's got a nasty cut above his left eye by the looks of things. That will need some treatment.
5 is lying on him. No, Saints, no. Use it.
Not the speed of ball that Jack Van Portfleet wanted, and then he messes it up.
Let go of the ball. Okay, you're both on the floor. You're both on the floor. It's a knock-on. Listen. Yeah.
So what happened to Tommy Raffel?
If their players are the wrong side and your first arriving player lands on top of them, I'm not going to penalise them for rolling away, and you're going to have to play the slow ball. That's what caused the issue.
It's his own player. It's friendly fire, isn't it?
Careful.
Yeah, it is. It's gone into his eye. I think as Morrow's trying to...
Yeah, time off.
Well, as Morrow's trying to drive through the contact, he swings his hand back to give him that purchase and catches his own man.
Right,
so nothing for the TMO to look at, but something for the physios, for Leicester to look at.
Make sure the first
friendly fire here. You just see the left arm of Morrow come round, and there it is. Just
your hands down. The TMO's
comes across the front of Raffel.
It's his first game back since March, since
No foul play there, Matthew.
skippered Leicester to victory in the Prem Cup final.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Likes of his return, Martin's return,
Not a gouge,
just
it's
stiffening
strafing.
what Leicester are all about up front.
No worries. Thank you, I appreciate that.
Meantime, Callum Chick counting down the seconds. Less than 2 minutes to go on his yellow.
Just water.
The yellow that came amidst George Martin's opening and so far only try in a fiery East Midlands derby so far.
No, time is off. No, I don't think so, because time is off at the moment. So
Northampton
nothing's been said to me.
unbeaten in the Prem in 2026,
Are we good
run
to
of
go,
8 wins
Tommy?
in a row, including that
You all right?
narrow squeak at home to Bath a fortnight ago. Just to underline that a 9th in a row here with a bonus point will secure their place in the playoffs with plenty of time to spare. That's the target for them
First
today.
run.
A Leicester win,
Nice and patient, nice
really
and steady, okay?
haul in Bath before their game in Devon at Sandy Park tomorrow, which you will be able to enjoy with us here on TNT Sports.
We look at the try count as well across the games in 2026. 35 tries, almost 250 points, unbelievable.
This is massive. First scrum of the game, believe it or not, 15 minutes in. It's an area Leicester might feel they've got an advantage, but they go too early to try and exploit it. Mitchell does a really good job of just holding and holding.
Pushing before the ball. Finn, let's play. Let's play.
Breeze has just gone up a little bit, which will make the gathering of this kick a little harder.
Advantage,
It's
knock
gone
on.
off the hands of Hendy. Leicester advantage, it won't last long.
Over.
O'Connor happy to hoof it downfield and see
Inside.
what George Furbank's about. 2 England fullbacks on display today,
George
Freddie
Light.
Stewart, George Furbank. You know, Furbank very keen to be on the plane to South Africa at the start of the summer's new Rugby Nations Championship.
Minute on the yellow card for Saints. They'll be pretty happy so far with how that yellow card has played out. Just need to switch on now, because if Callum Chick comes back onto the field and they've not conceded any other points despite being under that big pressure, that will give them an enormous psychological boost.
A couple of injuries have just taken the wind out the sails a little bit, the Tigers, isn't it? Whether the Rafael scratch to the eye or now Jamie Blamire just needing a few running repairs, having the strapping taken off. They certainly haven't
and then it's easier for everyone,
added
okay?
the 10 minutes they hoped onto this yellow card, having got that 5-pointer Chick sent to the bin. They've not been able to capitalise, but credit to Saints for that. They've been able to make the most of the opportunities and eventually hold the Tigers out on this occasion.
Chesham, the captain. Rafael.
Penalty advantage.
Well, we heard what Hamish Wells, the assistant on the far side, had to say. So Leicester with the advantage. Hassel Collins. Where's the bounce? Where's the catch? Oh, Freeman was there and did well under a lot of pressure, and then sets up a very safe foundation, the platform, to help Robbie Smith and co escape.
It's a probing kick from Hassel Collins, wasn't it? Freeman does well to get back.
Yeah. On the line,
Nice
guys.
little play to get round that corner. Freeman does really well. Look at him backing off, treading water.
Don't go too far
Here
across.
comes the kick, then it's the foot chase.
Leicester,
He does
there's no
well
need
just to
walk
put
away and
enough
huddle. Come on.
pressure on Hassel Collins without actually giving him a big shove that would have given away the penalty. He just guides him off the ball, doesn't he?
Does really well. It wasn't quite bumper to bumper. He was a little bit behind him, but just did enough to nudge him out. Got the bounce of the ball.
George Martin's take. He'll be doing that for Saracens next season.
If anything.
He'll hope to be doing it for England on those summer test matches. Against South Africa, Fiji, Argentina. So many of the players we're enjoying today will be part of those fixtures. Van Portfleet, Wand, O'Connor. Oh, and Hassel Collins was on his way.
Knock on offside.
If only, if only.
Knock on offside. Okay.
You just see this first phase. Look at the width of this pass from Van Portfleet. Goes into the midfield, takes 4 defenders out. There's a shoulder ball from O'Connor to Hassel Collins. It just couldn't quite go to hand. If it goes to hand, there's got to be a score.
Such a good set-up play to get to the corner of that Northampton defence with O'Connor there. Pick off that last defender, but from a Leicester point of view, I'd be devastated that ball went down.
Leicester step across.
A 9-13 pass is 25 metres from Van Portfleet, from the back of the line out. Just outstanding.
Callum Chick's back with us. Saints back up to 15. How well they have negotiated the choppy waters of that 10 minutes. Smith. Oh, now Hendy. And this would be so Northampton. Dingwall! Tommy Freeman in front of the away end. Northampton up to their old tricks again.
It's just so smooth, isn't it? Maybe that's the difference between the two attacks with what we've seen in the first 20 minutes. Leicester bombed a couple of chances, but just the time on the ball of Hendy to go, yeah, there's no one really in front of me, I'm just going to accelerate into that gap. Now I'll time my pass, and it just looks so simple. It's all about quality, accuracy, and timing. There's the timing. Take out 3 Leicester defenders. That forces 1 to step in. Hassel-Collins gets lost, and then once they're in behind, they've just got to pick off the stragglers. Radwan can't do anything. Brilliant Northampton.
Well, he is Northampton's likeliest try scorer this season. The hat-trick against Bath. And that's his 14th, which has taken him beyond his previous best of 4 years ago. And both kickers striking the uprights. 5-all.
You talk about the psychology of this, Benny, and you absorb 10 minutes worth without conceding, and then the first time you get the ball for a set piece with 15 men back on the field and you score 5-pointer, but it's just so silky smooth. They're gone in a blink, down straight off a strike plate. Just defenders compromised everywhere.
And that's the kind of company Tommy Freeman's now keeping, drawing alongside Ben Cohen. Nobody else has scored more than Northampton in the Prem.
No. Okay, thank you.
Stewart for Leicester. Off he goes.
It's a good shot. Kemeny again. What a defensive game he's had.
Lamaya. Leicester rebuilding on halfway. O'Connor had to do that quickly because Kemeny once more was up exploring his nostrils. Furbank, kick.
No.
O'Connor catch.
Onside, thank you. Out.
Trying to make sure that everyone else is onside. Stopped by Robbie Smith, who legally held his ground. Thundermeshed. Not interested in holding ground, just gaining it. The meaty South African, and then Smith knocked backwards. Mitchell, runs into a Leicester wall. Yogan, tackled by Nicky Smith, who got down low and stayed strong in the legs. That has gone wildly into the terrace.
We mentioned about Leicester's tight in defence and how they'd want to employ that. That forces the kick. But look at this, it starts with Van Portfleet. What a shot on the hooker, Robbie Smith. Huge tackle from him, that starts it. Then you get double tackles.
No, get up. You ran all the
way. They can't play, they've got slow ball.
How many?
So in come
5.
Two-man tackle here. They get back to their feet, go the other way. Two-man tackle again. Northampton do not want two-man tackles. They are a team that are all about creating one-on-one opportunities and getting that collision win.
Van Portfleet, O'Connor. Wand. Van Portfleet once more. Hassel-Collins popping up on the other wing. Chesham. Jackknife back in the tackle. And then Van Portfleet trying to go through. Just a hint that maybe there was something high about that.
Knock-on advantage.
All that Matthew Carley saw was a knock-on, so on we go.
Knock-on.
Let's have a chat with with Brett Deacon, part of Leicester's coaching team. Brett, I know you've got important coaching things to be thinking about right now, but what a game this is. You've got to be able to enjoy it as well, haven't you?
No, yeah, it's class. The atmosphere is obviously electric, full house, which is great for us. Yeah, I think really happy with the physicality of our defence so far. We've obviously conceded that line break off the strike there, which is disappointing because I think we've been on top defensively. And actually we've missed out opportunities in their 22 from them having good defence as well. So it's a great battle so far.
Do you sense as we go into this scrum that set piece-wise you might have the edge today?
Yeah, we would like to think so. Obviously they've been disrupted with missing out with Lockett at the start of the game. I think this is where we need to take this game to them and win free kicks or penalties like that.
All right, brilliant. Cheers, Brett. Wands wrestling his way clear. Van Portfleet. Martin. Set up by Hayes. Northampton offside once more. O'Connor, it's opening up here for Leicester. Stewart, what a pass. Hassel Collins! Down a familiar corridor. Hassel Collins on the left for Leicester, and this game reaches another level.
We spoke about the physicality of Leicester's second row, and they have missed George Martin's carrying ability. England have missed George Martin's carrying ability. First one with that initial bust, and then as they came back to the other side, Martin, little offload. And then Martin, two big defenders, in comes a third, he's still driving forward, quick ball, they come back, and then a really nice finish here, just checks Furbank. Hassel Collins looks like he's going in one way, and then it looks so simple because he's lost his balance. Furbank gets the fend into his chest, and he just walks down the touchline for a great finish.
O'Connor nails that one, and Leicester lead 12-5.
Tell you what, when Ollie Hassel Collins got that ball, it still took some finishing. Furbank closed the gate on him, the touchline there was his friend, but Hassel Collins just put a little right-footed step, acceleration in, and then that big fend into the middle of the chest of Furbank. Powerful winger, one-on-one scenario, makes it count, strike like lightning, and from there, that was Leicester's 17th entry into the Northampton Saints 22, and they come away with a second score. So far Northampton Saints have had one attack and they've returned the 5 points, so it's so important that they took something away from that attack, and they did so.
It's a bit of concern. I don't think it's a long-term concern, but some concern for George Martin. He was taking some treatment before we could restart, so he's off. Cam Henderson is on.
Bit of blood on his ear, George Martin, as he leaves the field. Actually, one of the reasons they're missing, Cam Henderson's been very, very good for Leicester this year, but just having that ability to carry them both, so that you lose Cam Henderson, what did they have coming off the bench? Well, as soon as George Martin was back fit, you've got those two options working in tandem well.
Furbank. Chip, Smith. And he rips it up to halfway. Here's another Smith, Robbie Smith. George Martin, just to confirm, is a blood injury. Smith, got that away. How did he get that away? It looked like the tackler's arm was wrapped around him, but somehow the ball was released, and Mitchell can continue to conspire for Northampton. Kemeny wins it back. Chunyamunga.
Yeah, you backed away.
Smith again, a fly half who doesn't mind the rough and tumble of the close-in exchanges.
Yeah, but Saints don't want him having to pick and go like a back row forward. They want him marshalling things, but the quality and the aggressiveness of that Leicester defence forced him to come in. And as soon as he came in, Northampton are chasing their tails. They're trying to get that element of dominance back, and that settled attack formation. Tries to offload round the back, can't do. We know how good Radwan is over the ball, and he just holds in there.
He's not had much chance to get the ball in hand yet this afternoon, Radwan, has he? But they're just getting over the top. At the one occasion he burst down the far side in the early stages, but they're getting right involved in the defensive duties.
Saints have got a problem with Luke Green, meantime, their tight head prop.
Something in his eye, squirting some liquid there.
Well, first v third electrically here right now as the Prem's top 6 get to sides of the gangway today, brought up together, played in the same Newcastle team, remain good mates, Jeff Parling and Phil Dowson. Families of regular get-togethers. Jeff Parling telling us this week that they went for a dog walk recently, or rather Jeff did. Phil doesn't have a dog, so he just walked himself, and Parling's dog was all very confused by it all. Wasn't part of the deal. Anyway, big mates, but divided for what's left of this 80 minutes. O'Connor for Leicester, Morrow, the Argentinian, for Leicester. Bailey held on nicely, and Radwan offers that threat. Van Portfleet, and O'Connor was tearing after that in the end a little bit too much. And now Furbank, and this is the kind of situation Northampton thrive in. Oh! Not that kind of situation. However, they were playing the advantage, and Saints' skins saved, and Hanro Liebenberg's celebrations bottled.
It's the reward you get for trying, eh?
They'll come back for it. I think this again is the battle of the two styles. Leicester trying to harry and force errors, so Henderson gets the shot on him. Well, you know Northampton are going to play. They are the sort of team that have the confidence to play like that. So that's why you can't hang off them. If you hang off them, like Northampton's first try, they'll pull you apart. You have to almost gamble a little bit, commit to the tackles and force the errors.
Off the Leicester knock-on, Northampton will have the scrum.
Really interested to see what they do here. They've caused a lot of mayhem from first base strike. Obviously they're close to their own line here. Do they roll the dice? They don't get the chance.
Just the scrum here. The control is brilliant because the ball's held by Mitchell for a long time. As soon as it comes in, you see that snap.
Stepping out of the scrum, Saints.
You see Hayes on that far side leading the charge. Nicky Smith stays in tight with his hooker. And they just splinter Northampton, but the control, the danger there for Leicester was they went early with Mitchell holding, but they got their timing spot on, just blitzed their way through. That's the sort of scrum that can get into the referee's mind. Wow, that Leicester were totally dominant on that last one.
And Leicester will have a line out with George Martin back involved. He's been sorted out. Cam Henderson has made way in this attacking moment from 10 metres. Liebenberg did brilliantly. Morrow, all arms and legs, crawling his way to the line. Van Portfleet, where does he go? He goes back in field. Blamire, so close, that close. Try-scoringly close.
Well, this is a pre-call to come off the top of the line out, with Northampton expecting Leicester in this position to go for the straight drive. It's a really good control from Liebenberg because he has to lose his shape to take the ball, but he still delivers it perfectly for Morrow off the top. Look at that. Couldn't have been a better ball. They get it past the tail. That ties in Northampton defenders who don't want to be involved in that. They go round the corner and it's just about winning collisions. And eventually Blamire stops dead, so he can't have his momentum used against him. Uses a little bit of footwork, stays below the tackler and just gets that leg drive over the line.
James O'Connor, who's heading back to Australia at the end of the season. He'll be busy between now and the end of it. The news that Billy Searle will almost certainly not play again this season after the hamstring injury that he suffered during training this week, but Leicester fully locked and loaded right now.
It's a heck of a finish by Blamire. He's hit by two defenders. But as Benny said, he managed to get his feet away from the tackle and held that solid base. Went for that second thrust and got over the line. Leicester being able to build a tremendous position here on the scoreboard.
Ball came back off Freeman. So
it's on the ball for me, on the ball.
Well, wherever you're sitting on your sofa, wherever you are, you'll have heard that. Graham Mitchell, Diogan. Oh, and Diogan very nearly goes through. He was held on to in the end by Morrow. Finn Smith.
Timing was good.
Burbank. Northampton beginning to weave those deadly patterns that they're so good at doing. Tommy Freeman marauding around as he's so good at doing. Callum Chick, all about what he does.
Side entry.
And now Northampton have the penalty and Diogan's lost it.
Side entry.
Started it, very nearly finished it, but Saints will have the penalty.
Passage of play was a brilliant example of the Northampton physicality we've been speaking about. It's not the same as the Leicester physicality, but there's almost nothing Leicester could do to stop that momentum legally there. Just creating, even in tight expanses, creating one-on-one opportunities to get that leg drive, which means the speed of ball for Mitchell's too fast for Leicester's defence to reorganise.
Okay, we can have a conversation, but not a screaming match. Yeah, I can only deal with what I see. If I see the same, then I'll treat you the same. Thank you.
Leicester are going to miss Liebenberg next season, heading home to South Africa, enjoying his industry while we all can.
Stay outside the line.
And he's very much part of this Tigers defensive effort now as Saints threaten, but they've lost another line out. Set piece-wise, Saints are in a world of pain right now. Scrum going backwards, line out less than secure.
Use it!
That line out not going well for Northampton at the moment, 67%. They need better control. Had that disruption pre-match.
You're offside anyway.
Munga having to step in for Lockett. How about this carry from Radwan though, because Smith hits him with everything he's got, and you think, what a shot from Northampton's 10. There's the pressure. Chesham gets his hand up, and then bang, there's the shot, but he keeps going, keeps fighting.
Chunyamunga at full stretch. It was scruffy old ball, but Mitchell's good at sorting that kind of stuff out. Sam Graham for Northampton on halfway. Mitchell again, busy as ever. Watch him go, then he runs into Liebenberg, and that tends to end adventures.
Use it.
To the final 5 minutes of one of the first halves of this Gallagher PREM season, taken, as he so often does, by Freddie Stewart, high above his head. And his mate Jack Van Poorfleet continues the clearing job. Radwan running hard on Furbank, gets another go, but Furbank quick enough to get it away. It's a very nice kick from Mitchell, and O'Connor uses the time he has to call the mark. You're smiling, Rory, you're loving this.
Well, sometimes you don't wait for the defensive line to get into place, and that was an example of that. What a kick chase by Adam Radwan that was, to get down, put the pressure on Furbank, hit him man and ball. It wasn't quite two HGVs clashing into each other, but I tell you what, there was a lot of pace and power in both of them. Furbank did well to get back to his feet, and Mitchell cleared down, back down into the Tigers' half, and O'Connor just deciding to take a little bit of tempo out of the game. Can the Tigers hold on and get into half-time? Still over 3 minutes to go, and we know how dangerous Saints can be and how quickly they can score.
This is Northampton normally in their hitting zone. Let's see. 3 minutes to half-time. It's an indication really of the quality of this first half, that normally there's a flood of people heading towards the bar for their pints of Everard's Tiger. Everybody is staying where they are. They don't want to miss a minute of this. Kicking's not been great, let's be honest about it.
It's a poor kick, but forced again into it by Leicester's defence. Now I wonder at half-time whether Sam Vesti's chat will be Leicester are flying up into the eye-line. We saw the intercept. We saw Liebenberg there fly up and stop that ball. I wonder whether they'll just look at floating the ball over the top of that outside defender on the hard press.
Please stop walking away and huddling. Keep moving.
I spoke to my old mate Anthony Allen before the game and sort of said, you know, how do you stop the pace of this Saints? And he says, you've almost got to get ahead of the game. You've got to predict where they're going to go and get there first. And they seem to have done that largely for this first half. Barring that first phase score that Saints were so clinical on, Tigers seem to have been in the right positions and defensively suffocated the typically silky smooth Saints attack.
And in contrast to Northampton's troubles at the line-out, Leicester And Jamie Blamire a 10 from 10 now, as they rough it up over halfway.
Ball is out.
Feels like this might be a significant 90 seconds before half-time. Van Torfleet kept his head down and he's delivered the kick. Furbank, he's been hustled. He's not had a minute's peace, George Furbank, underneath those kicks. And Finn Smith, forget competition, just go for territory. What's on Freddie Stewart's mind? Fraser Dingwall made that trip to the ball, not quite as simple as it might have been. Smith, he's hauled down by Chesham. England teammates. Here's another England player. Tommy Freeman scored Northampton's try to initially draw them level early on.
Over bodies, not supporting your weight.
Leicester going off their feet, and they will come back.
Still advantage.
Oh, still going. Rory Hutchinson, and then Liebenberg over it, and Kemeny, and Smith, and it's opening up here. Finn Smith, Mitchell, off he goes. Gets it back to Smith in the 40th minute of a furious first half. Still maybe more on the menu.
No, Nick. Oh, he's got the ball. First player on his feet.
And Leicester win it back.
2, get out. Get out.
Fourth one, Leicester have managed to snaffle. That'll be a watch for Northampton at half-time.
Ball is here.
But Nicky Smith,
Stay out. Use it.
that is a huge moment in the context of this game. Northampton score here. They get that boost going into half-time.
Use it.
All the best of the East Midlands derby on display in that first 40 minutes. George Martin back for Leicester, scoring try. He's shirted. It's important to look good. And we're all ready.
Right, time on.
Finn Smith. The Saints underway again. Gathered in by Morrow. Those players that have come to know so much better over the course of the season, who has really done a job for Leicester. And Tortfleet, low and flat and into the big stand opposite.
I expect for Leicester Tigers, whilst they've had a good first half, there would be a real onus. When they were away to Saracens a couple of weeks ago, they had a really poor second 40 minutes, and Sarries managed to take that game away from them. So they'll be looking for an 80-minute performance here to really drive this home, knowing the threat that comes
Stepping across
from the Saints.
You went across.
And they don't need a second invite to get themselves back into the game.
Saints get the free kick, Ben, but the threat continues at the line out as Van der Mesch goes rumbling through.
It's very hard at it. I think as a jumper, you always get frustrated. Well, if you say I wouldn't have had to have gone across if the throw was straight.
Hutchinson, ball in both hands, driving it
backwards
on.
play on.
Here's Luke Green and Mitchell. Then Smith tiptoeing his way through beyond big men like Chesham. Kemeny. Chunyamunga, who joined in during the warm-up as a starter after Tom Lockett was injured. One of the early disruptions for Northampton. They had Callum Chick yellow carded as well early on as Leicester scored the opening try with Martin. And Tommy Freeman, whose head bandage is new, caught up in the sparks of a very sparky start to this East Midlands derby.
Falling player.
Eogan.
No one, get out.
That's another thing that
player on the other
Northampton might have addressed at half-time, but Leicester have won a lot of the battles to those first touches for a bobbling ball on the floor. We saw Hayes get one in the first half. Nicky Smith's just picked one up there, just beating their opposite number to the ball. Just that, for a coach, they always talk about that hunger to get to those first.
Use it. Step back, 6, step back. Thank you.
Van Tortfleet flat to Leicester's wide man, Radwan. Hayes, who is just wide.
Use it.
Come back to exactly where they were, and they'll go to the box kick this time. But good to see Van Tortfleet listening to Radwan. Fancied his chances against JJ Van der Mesch one-on-one.
And he was hunted by Radwan, but he had time to find Furbank, who runs into Hanro Liebenberg. Eogan, who's the start to this second half. As Nicky Smith over the top, having a dig away and doing just what he did at the end of the first half.
He's so good over the top of the tacklers, the second man in. Low to the ground, just wins the body height, wins the shoulder height, clamps onto the ball, immovable object. So strong, obviously comfortable in that position as a prop. Solid base, and from there wins his side. A crucial penalty, and Tigers will look to go at goal, but just brilliant operating by Nicky Smith.
Leicester replacing him next season with Mako Vunipola, Benny.
Yeah, it's a big loss to them, though. I think it's this sort of stuff. Obviously, the highlights, he's an excellent scrummager as well. But you see that, saw that stat that came up, Leicester winning the turnovers 5-1 in this game. And when you play against Northampton, who, because they're always looking for the offload, if you can start to ratchet up some of those turnovers, you hamper their style of play, because at some point Northampton are going to have to get a little bit narrower and a little bit tighter to make sure that Leicester can't win those balls on the floor. That'll disrupt their attacking game slightly.
What about this call? The call to go for the posts. It's not rock and roll rugby, but it is pragmatic rugby. Leicester score first at the start of this second half and stretch the lead to 17.
If your kicker fancies it, I think that's a good call, particularly this early in the half when you've got that lead. I think Jeff Parling would have said, let's make sure we score first. Don't give them that confidence early on in the second half that they can chip away at our lead. So shot to nothing there, really, just inside the Northampton half. Take those easy points.
We're going to have a chat with James Craig in a minute. We'll let him watch one of his areas of expertise, the line out, and then we'll come to him whether that's gone long. I'm sure that James has got a bit to say about the way that line out's gone so far. We'll hear him in a minute. Bailey's kick. Look at Radwan. Look at Radwan. Hendy needs to very quickly. Oh, how well he did to find Freeman, who finds the sanctuary. That was brilliant. Let's have a chat with James Craig. James, let's start with, I guess, something that's near the top of your list, the line-out operation at the moment. What's happening?
It's not as slick as we would like it to be, clearly. There's loads of elements in there. There's the quality of our fundamentals, just our lift and throw, really. I mean, you've got the advantage when you are throwing the ball into the line-out. If you execute your stuff well enough, the defence should always be half a step behind. But that's a good example there. We underpost ball and we miss it, probably due to a poor lift.
Did you expect them to challenge you quite as much?
Yeah, I mean, look at the way that Leicester are playing. Every opportunity to put pressure on us, they're taking it, and I think probably we're not doing the same to them. So clearly in the air at line out and from a kick point of view, and at the breakdown as well, there's a lot of pressure from them. There's not a lot from us, which we're not coping with the ball.
All right, brilliant. Thanks again for your time, Jed.
Still on it.
What a tackle that was from Callum Chick in the middle of all that, by the way.
But Leicester created an opportunity on the outside, spilled the ball again. It just shows their skill set not quite as crisp as Northampton's.
Smith goes in to help free the ball for Van Portfleet, who saw Orlando Bailey on the wide right, and Bailey finds Liebenberg. Thought Hendy might have been favourite to get that, but in the end it was Leicester's inside centre. And here's their number 8, the Argentinian, Joaquin Moro. Radwan chasing, clever kick. Radwan! Long way to go. But Leicester don't concede leads like this in the Prem. It's Northampton, so you never know. But they're going to have to create history to come back and win this one now.
What a score that is. You look at this, Van Portfleet sees the opportunity on the outside. It's Bailey here, tiptoeing down the touchline. Liebenberg on the inside. See the Tigers come back into the midfield just with a simple hit up with Morrow, and then Van Portfleet again gets the call from Radwan, the space in behind. Then you've got to execute. Left-footed dink over the top, beautifully into that gap in behind. Nobody's there to defend. Radwan's through, he knows it's going to bounce up, and he dives over to take the 5-pointer under the sticks. So Connor makes it 7. And now Leicester Tigers a proper foothold in this game, and a big lead on the visitors.
And they've got the bonus point score, Benny. They are breathing down Bath's neck.
They are, but just incredible. Radwan has been superb today. But what I love is his work off the ball and how he's constantly talking to Van Poortvliet. You've seen it a couple of times, but there, even the breakdown before the kick, he ran off him, he was talking to him, and then it was his eyes that saw where the opportunity was. And what I loved was Van Poortvliet's trajectory of his kick meant that with the speed of Radwan, there was no way those big Northampton forwards were going to be able to turn and get back and beat Radwan. If he'd kicked it high, he would have given them a chance.
Leicester smell blood here. Northampton blood, saintly blood. Bailey! Magnificent! Stewart's in support. Another kick. One chasing hard. One has it. Brilliant work from Kemeny to come back and bumping along. It's a penalty. It might be a yellow. And that's gone forwards. And Kemeny, amidst all that brilliance, illegal too. He's going. Northampton in disarray.
I feel for Kemeny. What a great tackle again. But I think it's Hendy who actually knocks him off his feet. The combination of two players both trying to do the same job cost Northampton the yellow card. The tackle's brilliant, but as soon as a penalty's given, has to be a yellow card after the break. Bailey, absolutely superb with his step. The kick was good, really good chase from one to come up with the goods. And Leicester purring again now.
Northampton's second yellow of the match. Callum Chick early on. Their 11th of this Gallagher PREM season. And on comes Ed Prowse for JJ Fundermeshed. It wasn't really his kind of game in the end. Fundermeshed. Prowse off the bench. Reminder, Henry Pollock remains an option as well. Right now they are battening down Northampton hatches as Leicester go in search of a fifth. Chesson quickly into that body positioning, Ben.
Yeah, an early hit from Northampton as well, so they've got a free shot here, Leicester. They might as well keep it in and keep the drive on. Van Poortvliet's just having a look whether he can dart, but Blamire gets there.
And once more, healthy conversation post-try.
Well, it's Joe Hayes who pushes. Two hookers going head-to-head there and grabbing head guards and hair. A few pints of beer coming over the top for some hydration for the players.
Get away from the side. Get away from the side, thank you. Simon, you have something?
What does Matthew Carley have to say?
Okay, Stu, just pick up on the screen, please.
Yeah, that's what they're talking about. Joe Hayes after the try.
Just bear with us, all right?
Barging, they're just having a look at the try first. Blamire's in a good position.
Try or whether there was any foul play before the try scored.
Hayes does
So that looks
a good job of opening up the gap. Blamire follows him through, but
so we need to see what happens afterwards. 16
it was after that.
Ran from a distance.
That was the reaction.
X, please. X. Just wait, Matthew, please.
Stuart Terridge, TMO.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go, Matthew. That's what caused it.
No worries. Have we got anything above and beyond what the actions of 3 and 16?
I've got nothing of note, Matthew.
Okay. Yeah.
I think Hayes initiates it. In his celebration, barges through two Northampton players. First Green, then Smith. Smith takes exception to it, which I think he's entitled to do, really.
Matthew has
So that is instigated by number 3's actions after the try is scored. He will go to the sin bin. The reaction from number 16 is not needed. He will also go to the sin bin. We will restart the game with a penalty to Northampton. 16.
So both are yellow carded. Both will be a little bit closer to the beer that was heading in their direction in the middle of all that.
That's what I feel for Robbie Smith, actually. Yeah, I suppose he doesn't need to chase down Hayes like he did, but it's hard to take that, isn't it, when someone would have got away with just barging through, pushing you for no reason.
So Joe Hayes and Craig Wright sharing yellows together, and the conversion for the second time in the match from a Leicester perspective hits the post, but 34-5, very healthy from a Leicester perspective.
Yeah, in the space of the 10 minutes since half-time, the complexion of this match has totally changed. This is the try. Lamire diving over, dotting down over the line. But that's the second Tigers score of this second half. Really taking the game away from Saints. It was stupid by Hayes off the back of it. Agree with Benny with Smith's reaction. You're walking back to your goal line to wait for the conversion, and you get a push in the chest.
Just to point out what's just happened there, a few of the fans thought that Northampton kicked the kick-off out on the full, but because Joe Hayes committed an offence after the try, a penalty is then given on the halfway line. So Northampton given a penalty, they've kicked into the Leicester 22, and they will get the throw-in.
Northampton needs something special. Henry Pollock replacing Sam Graham. Saints also need a hooker, so it looks like Mania Yoga might be the... Of course it's Henry Pollock about to throw in. What's he like as a hooker?
Sure, he gets some encouragement from behind him.
Not so good as a hooker. And Leicester have it for a proper one. Jamie Blamire falling onto the ball for Tigers.
Use it. Taken in. So that is direct.
That's an error. It's an error by Van Poortvliet. It was right on the edge of the 22 there, and I think he thought he might have been on the inside. As it was, I think the call came through from the TMO just to say
you can't play quickly.
Carried in.
On the edge of the line, please, guys.
It was a well-executed box clearance if he had been inside, but as it was, carried back in, cleared direct to touch.
Sol Catter's on, and he has come on for James O'Connor.
So Bailey will go to 10. Catter into the centres.
Another go.
Not straight.
That wasn't straight. Listen, he may end up being a world-class hooker, but he's got a little bit of work to do, and continues to kick
wind him
off.
up and get a fight going. Just concentrate on your throw-in, Henry.
Eddie Hearns hasn't been having a chat with him, has he?
Move away, guys.
How's your boxing?
I've seen what happened. Move away, not straight. Time is off. What'd you say? What'd you say? Move away. I've seen it. Move away. What did you say? Move away. Let's get out on camera. Move away. Move away. That's exactly what happened. Move away. Time is off. Number 21. Captain. Right, let me deal with it. If you carry on, you'll be leaving the field. Don't. No, the throw was not straight. This player then pushes a player and continues to shout expletives at the opposition. You've only just come on the field. If I see you doing that again, you are going straight off. It will be a penalty. You need to control your team. It is not my job. You need to. No, you can't. Go and speak to your team.
I'm trying to think what this match is missing.
No.
I mean, we've kind of ticked every box, haven't we?
No,
Well, a hooker at the moment.
Well, we don't have a hooker.
It wouldn't have started that fight.
I can only deal with
if Northampton won the line
your team. They are now on a very serious warning. But listen, one of your players has already left for the Simbin as well. So you control your team. There we go. Thank you.
A reminder that in the middle of all this, Northampton are down to 13 because Josh Kemeny got his yellow just before Craig Wright and Joe Hayes. So at the moment it's 14 against 13.
It's missing a little bit of the class and composure that you normally see with Northampton Saints. You can tell it's the East Mids derby.
Well, but that's actually a really good point, because not having the ball for Northampton, they want extra space on the field. I know they want extra bodies, and Leicester have that extra body, but that space they could capitalise, but they're just unable to get the ball because the line-out's not functioned all game really, and without their hooker, it's gone to pieces completely.
You'll have seen Saints have a new scrum half. Archie McParland on for Alex Mitchell.
Stay out the gap.
Leicester shortening their line out. Morris standing in the midfield, and in the end it was the outstretched hand of Luke Green that inadvertently knocked the ball backwards.
Backwards off yellow, so it's a green line out, sorry.
So what does all this mayhem mean right now to the top of the Gallagher PREM table? Northampton, who we know could have secured a playoff place today, looking unlikely to do so, given where we are at the moment, and Leicester. Well, Bath will hear their hot and feel their hot Tiger breath on the back of their necks right now. Bath at Exeter tomorrow, with us on TNT. Leicester again shortening the line out. Bristol against Saracens to come later at tea time. Morrow, here he is, standing outside off the line out for that thrust.
Use it.
Imagine Leicester will try and play a bit of field position now. Try and disrupt Northampton at the back with that big scoreline. They just want to be in the right area of the field.
Van Portfleet leaving it for Bailey. Bailey now Leicester's 10. Chesham.
Inside the half, use it.
It's a good kick. Hendy had to make up his mind, and he did brilliantly to get the ball back to Furbank. Yogan, once again, standing up. Well, not for long. Brought down by Blamire. And Smith, and hurtling after it is Freeman. Ooh, and one did well. Freeman still working hard over the ball.
Use it.
Everything at the moment, though, is bouncing Leicester's way. Northampton readying themselves to bring on two new props. Tom West and Elliot Miller-Mills down below us. Josh Kemeny itching to come back on as well. There's another 3 minutes left on his yellow. Taken by Freeman.
Play on.
McParland, Smith. Held it up for Munger. Didn't give it. Hendy. Oh, he's found some space here. These are the moments where you cannot take your eye off Northampton Saints. The ability to do something masterful, given a little bit of space and given the ball, and they're getting both at the moment. And Smith finds Pollock. Oh, it's gone forwards, which will not displease the bulk of those in the Crumbie Terrace down below us.
What Saints have done really well there, though, is because they've got one less number and because there's so much room on the pitch, if they die with the ball, they're really susceptible to another turnover. But they're able to keep the ball away from that predatory Leicester player coming in by keeping the ball alive. And they haven't got much structure to the game. That's the one that just strays forward. I think that's really harsh.
That's harsh. That's harsh. I think the ball, hands went backwards, ball came out the hands, I think flat, if anything. I think it was about 2 metres off the 10-metre line when he passed it, and that's where Pollock caught it on the touchline.
Time's off.
Call certainly came from the crowd, but
okay, scrum.
Certainly seen those not given.
Both sides changing their props. Archie van der Fleer and Will Hurdon for Leicester. He has had another very influential game, and Sale know what they're investing in next season.
All right, Clarky.
Enjoyed the work of Manny Yogan as well for Northampton.
Make sure we've got the right number on the pitch. Time's off, Steve.
And an extra special cheer for Tommy Raffel.
13 against 14.
First game back for him since March in a Leicester shirt.
Let's go, Leicester.
Now, Catter's replacing him in the scrum. It's going to go
Okay, hang on.
in behind
Time off.
Van der Fleer.
Time off.
Cam Henderson has come on for
when
Tommy
you're ready,
Raffel.
we'll put time on. Time is off. Okay, let's go. Set up.
That wing is off, isn't it, Hendy?
Yeah, Clark, you move the players if they're not on or off the field. Get them to wear bibs, maybe.
Yeah.
Crowd!
Saints.
Bind! Set! Take it out!
Van Portfleet. And Radwan hustling the ball that he prodded through and forces Furbank to do what he didn't want to do.
Great little kick. Just hovered, didn't it? Furbank had to play it in the end.
Right back, which is really confusing for everyone.
It's really clever. Van Portfleet there, just giving the ball to Radwan. Radwan just nudges one down, and it's just the accuracy of the kick means that Furbank can't do anything. The natural camber of the field is taking the ball to the touchline, but it stayed in play. Radwan makes an easy 20 metres for his team.
Henderson,
No contest.
Van Portfleet, Bailey, Kata. Bowling ball off the bench. Blamaya. Over a quarter of the match to go. That's the
No
penalty.
release. Not clear.
Morrow.
Penalty advantage.
Van Portfleet, Kata. Oh, that's nice. Chesham opening up. Liebenberg clear on the right-hand side, but Northampton did a good job of gumming things up as long as they needed to do. McParlin was at the centre of both of those key moments. Radwan. For half a second you thought Liebenberg was in the clear, but then Saints did what they did and Liebenberg gets another go. Callum Chick budged out as a potential jackler.
Advantage. Tackle off the ball.
Still the Leicester penalty. Henderson. Kata. Bailey. It's gone into saintly hands. Picked up by Furbank, but back we come.
Just an opportunity. Finn Smith does really well to stop Chesham from getting an offload away. It was a beautiful ball by Kata, flat across the front to Chesham, and he got on the outside. And we'll just see here, this is the ball. See, Kata steps in the first receiver, bounces out and gives Chesham the ball. If Chesham gets that away, it's a walk-in for someone on his outside. Finn Smith does really well to recover, get round, wrap the ball up, and at least ask the question of Leicester Tigers. It got a bit scrappy after that.
Leicester have to kick this into the corner. Kemeny will just have time, I think, to come on though, which obviously gives them that extra ballast. But
yeah, he's coming on now, Ben.
You are
corner.
better than that. Please, you are better than that. Step out of the line and I'll help you. But at the moment you're right offside. Thank you.
So it's now 14 against 14. Joe Hayes and Craig Wright still have a few seconds left on their yellows.
No, guys. I've asked you not to huddle. You keep doing it. Free kick.
Ah, they've lost the opportunity for the line-out by taking too much time. Saints free kick and Pollock brings it away gleefully. Trip from McParlin, thump backwards Callum Chick. Archie van der Fleer at the centre of that.
Use it.
Munger.
Not now, get out. Onside, step back.
Leicester leading by
Use
19.
It.
It's a long chase back. Pollock, an always willing chaser.
Use it. Now play. No. Touched.
Be a Leicester throw if that goes out.
McParland's happy to gather and release Furbank.
Pen advantage here. Carley with his arm outstretched.
Over here. Number 2, wrong side. I have no idea what the time it is. They look like they're ready. On the halfway line, please, Finn.
Getting into the kind of territory whereby they've got to score really soon to give any hope to Saints.
sort of their perfect start to play here, isn't it? Line out just outside the 22. Just wonder whether they'll try and target that new centre axis for Leicester. Catter might want to make a big hit. We've got Will Wand, who's been in position, but then Bailey's slid in one pace. Will they launch some play in and around Catter and try and draw him out of the line, making that big hit?
Are you happy, Clarkie?
Well, it seems that Will Hurd was only on temporarily because Jamie Blamire, the hooker, has been replaced by Charlie Clare, a former Northampton hooker.
Not going to go for you until you're ready, Clarkie.
And are we back up to 15 aside? Can somebody count for me, please? I think we are.
It's a knock-on advantage.
Oh, Leicester continue to hassle, to bite hard. But although that was under advantage, Ben.
They win the line out, but then the delivery is not good enough. So it's exactly the same as not winning it, really. You'll still get another go because Leicester knock it on, but once it starts to go, because it's all around everyone's timing being in unison and people are hesitating because they're nervous, they're worried that they're not going to get the drill right, and it just rots throughout a team's line out.
And with the scrummer line out, the Saints, we heard from James Craig the frustrations about not getting your drills right. Yes, there's an element of pressure that's coming from the Tigers, but the Saints haven't got it right this afternoon so far.
Freeman wandering across to this near side, but it was all in vain. I mean, it's a simple game, rugby union, essentially, isn't it? If you don't get your set piece right, if you don't nail your scrums and your line outs, you put yourself under enormous pressure.
It's all the basics, isn't it? The basics of kickoffs, being accurate there. Leicester have really sort of dominated that area of the game. All those basics. They've won all the first touches.
Magic
the scoreboard is reflecting that.
And you can imagine the discussions in the changing rooms beneath us here in the stand before the game. Look, you know, let's not let them play their game. Let's squeeze every ounce out of them. Let's make them squirm. Let's get all of our basics right. Be world class at the basics, and they've got it right, Leicester Tigers, this afternoon.
That's gone forwards, and now Saints might like this. Rory Hutchinson, it's his kind of territory. Furbank, Hendy working hard, he's up against Radwan. Leicester's new man, Sam Williams, getting back to offer what heavyweight support he can. Radwan did so well, brings it 15, 16 metres infield towards the support of the pack, who were there quickly.
Use it! Jack!
Charge down, and Pollock was not far away. Stewart was on his toes.
Roll on.
Good pressure here by Pollock. Van Poortvliet loads of time at the back, and then Pollock was really quick to get his hands up, go through, goal line, drop out.
Play. No, we're playing. No one's a head injury, we're playing. Get on with the game.
Radwan's down with a bit of cramp, but Matthew Carley wants to get on with it.
Bailey, bouncing ball, threaded between Pollock and Smith, who combine, and Saints take the ball over halfway. Chick offered himself behind him. Smith again. It's just not happening for Northampton with the ball at the moment. Moves that normally buzz, shine, are just not buzzing or shining at the moment. They're being lost in the big beard of Joe Hayes.
The defence of the Tigers has just been excellent all afternoon, and nothing more so there. You just see the size of this shot. Archie van der Fleer there. But it's an indication of this game. That's Finn Smith's 16th carry. And in many of those he's been forced because the options have been taken away on his outside from the runners by the Leicester Tigers defence.
How many?
About Leicester having to replace Nicky Smith next year. Van der Fleer has had an excellent season. I know Mako Vunapola's coming in, but could very well be the man next year, Archie Van der Fleer.
The applause for Joe Hayes. You'll have seen that Izzy Parise has replaced Adam Radwan, so Will Wand has gone on to the wing. Parise and Kata in midfield, launching this next attack. Here he goes, immediately warming his hands and Saints' defensive shoulders. Chesham. Leicester looking for a sixth try. Bailey. Hassel Collins. Most points they've ever scored against their neighbours is 35 here. Another score and they'll break that record. Liebenberg. Oof. Very nearly did it on his own. Work from Northampton on the floor to try to steal it back. Pollock in the middle of all that. Charlie Clare might be in a bit of bother. So wherever this takes us, Stuart Terridge, the TMO, is going to take us a little bit further back. But let's keep our eye on what's happening live for the time being, as Leicester hope to turn the most phases in the match so far into something more tangible.
Matthew, a foul play against Leicester.
There's Stuart Terridge coming in. And there's the whistle.
Is it for review?
Full review, please.
TMO check, foul play against Leicester. Foul
Actions
play
of
Green.
16, Leicester at the ruck.
Yeah, okay, we're looking at the actions of 16 Green.
Here come the pictures now,
Parky,
entry,
drink, Parky.
real time. .16 comes in, swings the arm, connection to the head.
16 on 16. It's Clare on right.
Just got to be so careful, haven't you? That left hand does swing through and his head's looking the other way.
Those are all the angles. We're just going to run one more again,
Just trying
Matthew.
to hit it as hard as he can, but it's been picked up.
Yeah. Real speed is coming, Matthew.
It's quite a dynamic situation, but the player doesn't significantly move, so you can see his target. It's more of a clumsy, low-force clean-out than a direct target on the head with a shoulder. So I'm thinking a yellow card. Happy? Stu?
That's the right call, isn't it?
Agree, Matthew.
Okay, he's made head contact. He needs to do better than that, but I don't believe it's high force, so it's just the yellow card. Head contact, yeah.
And that's the match's 5th yellow card.
Over here.
And as he heads off, so does Jack Van Portfleet. More conventionally, he's been replaced by Tom Whiteley.
Keep going, Leicester. Leicester.
Leicester have emptied the bench. They're now working a man down. Right, the Saints, stolen by Henderson. There's some line-out work needed. Back up in Northampton next week. Meantime, Hassel Collins looking for more Leicester glory, looking for a score that would beat the record here against the old neighbours.
Ball is out.
Taken up and picked up quickly by Morrow.
Off a knee.
Whiteley. Kata. The noise of the northern East Midlands swirling around again. Henderson. Wand on his toes, Kata. And this is Stewart diving towards the record. In all the years of this grand old fixture, Leicester have never scored this many points against Northampton in the Prem at home.
Well, you can see what it means to the local lad. Leicester have been absolutely dominant this afternoon. Outpowered Northampton Saints. There's the steal, a line out again, the bone of contention for Phil Dowson's men, and Hassel Collins just goes. But what I love, having made this break, use this footwork here. In past seasons, he might have been tempted to try and throw that offload He buries the ball, makes sure that it can't be dislodged, and then Leicester go through the phases, finally comes back to Freddie Stewart. And because it's loose, he can use the defender being far enough away from him with a bit of footwork and a bit of strength to barrel his way over the line.
We're going to see the end of it here. Stewart diving over. Some score for Leicester, but once again the source of it is a turned over line out.
Hang on, do you want to wait for the injured
A defence that wasn't ready. Saints were set up for an attack. Ball back to Hassel-Collins. 40-metre break, and then patience. Ball comes back to Stewart. He dances around Hendy, dances around Freeman, dots down. What an afternoon it has been here for the home fans. They wouldn't have dreamt of this result when arriving here. Goodness, record win.
Northampton looking to do something about a horrible looking scoreline. Chick, and they might well do. Pollock to Hendy. Hendy scores. Arms raised and the terrace in front of us. Determined Northampton looking to at least make this a little less grisly than it is. And Hendy's hurt himself in the meantime. Maybe a bit of cramp.
They're booing about that pass. The one from Pollock's absolutely fine. But there's the danger of Northampton, able to turn a complete lack of momentum into a try, and now they're chasing as the first option. That 4-try bonus point, still got 8.5 minutes on the clock to do it. You wouldn't put it past them.
All too few of those opportunities, haven't they? Credit to Leicester Tigers and the defence being able to minimise the opportunities they provide. I tell you what, I'm not seeing as much cramp as this on field with 10 minutes to go. There's been 3 or 4 guys now. I guess it just shows the intensity put into this game by both sides.
Tommy Freeman replaced by Tom Litchfield. A word between the director of rugby and his defence coach, Lee Radford. Kemeny, who amidst the carnage has stood tall as he always does for Northampton. Likewise Callum Chick. Although both of those players, 2 of the recipients of the yellow cards. Parham with the new man Litchfield, fresh and full of it. Oh, that might cause some trouble. Brought down high, it seemed, as Freddie Stewart went up, but
they're suggesting he was played in the air and pulled over.
That's fine, we'll
you can hear the referee's assistant just saying he was on the ground by the time contact was made.
Hamish Smales in the ear of Matthew Carley.
Get out, get out, get out.
Whiteley's kick, not one he particularly liked.
The ball is still live. Not now. Numbers 5. Play on.
Smith, Pollock, got the ball. A whole lot of Solcatter as well. Tried to rip that ball away, but still Northampton's prows, and now Pollock. Oh, that's gone forwards. Leicester will have the scrum, but first time for a little bit of adventure. They won't have the scrum. The advantage barely lasting a second or two, and Bailey's kick putting a lot of pressure on poor old George Furbank, who has been dragged around like a rag doll for much of this afternoon.
It's a great kick by Bailey, really composed, because on other afternoons they might look to roll the dice on that one, but he sees the space in behind, and I think the kick is so accurate, and I think Furbank's in 2 minds that I think the ball's passed back into the half, but Furbank as a result is thinking this is on for a 50-22, so he's got to be able to keep the ball in play. Hassel-Collins is great on the charge, makes the tackle, almost headlocks Furbank into touch. And now Tigers with this set-piece strike opportunity once again.
Contest.
By Chesham. Leicester still hungry. His points difference might make a difference in who finishes first, second, third and fourth at the end of the season. So, Benny, your job to pick the Gallagher PREM player of the match. Who are you going for?
It's difficult because there have been so many good players for Leicester, but I thought Nicky Smith, with his play around the field and how he led the scrum. Blameyer again, very similar line out throwing in a game where his opposite number struggled massively. He's back on now with Charlie Clare in the bin, but he's been absolutely superb for Leicester. Really led the charge with ball in hand. Liebenberg got the line out, and with his performance around the field, Radwan has been absolutely everywhere. And for Saints, in what is a poor and disappointing performance for them, Josh Kemeny has been a standout performer.
Let's go. Welcome back.
A little over 5 minutes to go. 3 games of the regular season to go for Leicester. Sale away next, then Exeter here, and the Wreck on the final day. They're away to Bath on the final day. Match that may or may not carry some significance. We'll see. Leicester again pumping hard at the scrum, but McParland and Smith and Northampton. Furbank, he's lost it. He has just been absolutely obliterated, and the try will be scored by Wand, but Izzy Parise changing the shape of Northampton players.
I'll just check in the background that Parise targets the ball, and it's not just a shoulder check that dislodges the ball. See the referee just having a look up at the big screen. He wants to have a look. Great speed to get up and make this tackle. But I think he does target the ball, doesn't he? Yeah, that left hand is underneath the ball. That rips it. Comes back on the Leicester side.
Just
whether the head on head. That would be the only problem.
You're right, Benny. He does target the ball, but the head's too high.
Yeah, we need to review.
I'm sure if there is the head clash there.
Review, please.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
I think they say the majority of the force goes through the ball, but there is head-on-head contact.
Determine if we have clear head contact.
I've got an angle coming for you now that will show clear head contact.
Don't always get the angle these days, but I think we're going to get it today.
Okay, so there we have clear head contact, and I believe we do have foul play because the player is upright. So can I see this in full speed, please, to determine the level of force?
Full speed is coming.
It's a high level of force, but it's
so
whether it's chest first.
So it is high force. Can I see it one more time to see if there's any mitigation, a late change in direction or a sudden drop in height?
It's going to be a red, isn't it?
It's going to be a red, yeah.
Okay, so although the player does slightly change direction, I wouldn't call that sudden or significant. So we got the player's number, please.
Yep, 1 moment. 23.
Number 23, so I have a decision. We do have head contact and we do have foul play because the player is upright. The challenge is at high speed, so it is very dangerous, and we do not have any mitigation, so it will be a 20-minute red card.
Might not be overly significant over what's left of this contest, but over the course of the season, any subsequent ban for Izzy Parise is something that Leicester could well do without. And that might be his regular season gone.
Just wait for him to leave because he's having a head injury.
They've gone through the process there, and it's absolutely the right decision based on the process. There's only one person on field who can tell us about the head contact, and that's Furbank. He stayed down briefly, and Kata saw to him, and he's now gone off for that HIA. He's just coming up, gone up the tunnel there.
Keep moving.
But you just saw the commitment of Parise, but he's got an obligation to drop his body height, and he didn't get it right.
Might not see him again at Mattioli Woods, Welford Road. He's heading home at the end of the season to Australia. That might be that in terms of home matches. He will hope not. Wand, meantime, Leicester continuing to stretch that golden defence.
I think the only thing about Parise, that is his tackling technique, isn't it? And he hasn't really adapted it. He's had a few cards over his time, and just needs to be slightly careful at how he approaches that contact. No no deliberate in there, but if you're upright, you're going to be classed as always illegal.
Use it. Ball is out, ball is out.
The ball's out.
Ball was clearly out.
Callum Chick understood that, and Tom Whiteley had to get a motor on, and it's going to cost Leicester possession.
Ball is clearly out. Back player's not bound, and you've pulled it to the side of the ruck. You need to be better with your skills.
Incidentally,
you weren't bound, you was only holding on with your fingertips, and he pulled the ball out to the side.
in a match this East Midlands derby that has never been short of cards, we've never had this many.
Either way, they saw what I saw.
5 yellows and a 20-minute red, half a dozen. That's a new record.
Yeah.
It has been tasty.
Nice and stable.
It's been horrible for Northampton, but there's been so much going on.
Crouch! Bind!
And the price of this for Saints might be relinquishing top spot at the summit of the Gallagher PREM. Bath at the moment 4 points behind. When they play Exeter tomorrow, they'll have the chance to go top themselves, the champions.
I think we'll all do
player of the match, Benny.
Just come a little bit
It's
closer,
been really hard, actually, because there's been so many good performances, and it came down to two in the front row, Nicky Smith and Jamie Blamire. But I think Jamie Blamire, for his carrying around the field, and also the fact that Leicester have had 19 lineouts today, and they've only lost one of them in a game that's been dominated by who's had the better possession. So Jamie Blamire is our Gallagher Premiership player of the match.
2 minutes to go.
Ball's away.
Pollock spins away from the tackle of Whiteley. McParland, Chick, Smithy got the ball away, but only just. And now Litchfield, and Litchfield with a run in. One's there to cover, but Litchfield strong. Oh, he did brilliantly. And the try scored by Tommy Freeman. And even amidst the fire, a glint of Northampton gold.
Well, they're trying to go quick.
Just looking for a knock-on, Matthew. They're
going to check whether there's a knock-on, but there's a minute 30 left. They've got a two-man advantage at the moment, though Charlie Clare's just coming back on.
Matthew, please.
They've got a chance to come away with something here, Northampton, which would be, in the scheme of how the table finishes, could be very, very important.
Matthew, please.
They just want to check whether this is a knock-on.
Stuart Terrage, the TMO, just eager to make sure that all was above board. I think it was at the base of the scrum that Stuart's concerned about.
I think he maybe knows.
Yeah, come on, you don't need to look at it.
Here we go. Does he hold on to that?
Takes his hand off it, I think it is.
Not clear and obvious for me from what I've
Bear with me, Matthew, still. Sorry to hold you up, mate.
It's all right.
There's no clear knock-on, Matthew. Play on.
Hang on, time's off. Time on. Thank you, Stu, no worries. Let go with each other.
So Saints looking for the bonus point. The misconversion won't really matter. It won't matter. What will matter to Northampton and to Bath is if Northampton gets another. That's high from Liebenberg.
No, let go. Play on.
And Leicester trying to fill gaps here.
That play was legal.
Down on numbers as they are. Bailey. Kata.
Play on, not held.
80th minute. And it remains as ferocious as it was in the first. Taken on by Clare. No one's left. Every single seat inside Mattioli Woods, Welford Road, still occupied. Every place on the terrace, still occupied. It's been that kind of contest. Bailey and Leicester looking to finish with a flourish.
Ball's there. Thank you.
10 seconds. Leicester banking what they've got. There's nothing really to be gained from any more high adventure. They have done the job. Hot hot tiger breath on the back of Bath's neck. Hot Bath